Hey, welcome everyone. It's Rob. Hope you're having a fantastic day. For those of you that are joining us here on Zoom or through our live stream, welcome, welcome. As we get started, let's make sure you all can hear me. If you'd please type the number one in the chat box, let me know that you can. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Patty. All right. Yep, we're working on that one, Andrew. Hey, Lan. Thank you for that. Let me go ahead and get the video on. All right. Shows them there. We just probably have to open it up. Ta-da. Here we are. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Whew, we got a good sized group here today. This is awesome. As we do get started, keep in mind everything we look at is for education. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you find something you like, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance. All right. So we've got our agenda for today. We're going to go through our follow us page, then we're going to look at today's trades. So get those prepared. Trades that you did today, maybe the end of last week, could still be open, could be closed already. Funded, not funded, it doesn't matter. They're all around funded. Win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. It's all about doing the trade, folks. It's not about how dare you do that. No, it's all about getting the trades done. The more you do it, the better you become at it. We'll look at economic reports. We'll look at the review of the market, upcoming trainings. We'll go over our weekly training topic, and then we're going to wrap it up with your stocks, candidates that you're looking at. I would highly encourage you to take the moment, start thinking of now what stocks you'd like me to review before we wrap up today. It gives you an opportunity, one last opportunity for the day to have someone look at your stocks potentially, meaning potentially the last person to look at them for you, to tell you what I see. I'm not telling you whether or not you should trade this stock or not. I'm telling you this is what I see when I look at that chart, good, bad, or indifferent. And if you give any context to it, I am bullish on Apple, I am bearish on AMD, whatever it is, I can then analyze it based on your position. If you don't, I'm just going to analyze what I see. All right. Excellent. So here's our followers page. Every one of these on here, social media platforms, with the exception of the trading post, right? That is our newsletter. We put that out daily. It makes it out about 8:30 a.m. Eastern time each day. You must subscribe to that separately. It is not an automatic, given that everybody is added to that. So, if, Andrew, if you can drop that link in there for that, that would be wonderful. It is free, folks, and it does come out 5 days a week. It comes out every trading day when the market is open. How about that? We got to be very careful there. All right, today's trades. What trades did you all do today? Drop those in. Let me see what you've got. Let's see. Jeff said $1,000 on AMD puts in 8 minutes on 2 contracts. Great job, Jeff. I love it. Trip said 2 awesome scalps this morning in the lab, which is our inner circle trading lab. Amazon for 42.7% in 11 minutes. Broadcom, AVGO, for 62.7% in 6 minutes. Also made 120% on Micron in 8 minutes on Friday in the lab. Nice job, Trip. Congrats on that. Let's see. Brenda sent over. This y'all should be able to see it at this point. Just thing out of the way. I can't stand that thing. All right. So this is 2 entries, 1 close. Right? Let me change this over to white so it's easier to view because it's a black background. So this is on SPY. You can see this is today. These were actually Friday. Friday, yeah, these are Friday's trades. Okay. So you can see right here. They came at the end of the day, 1544. So that's 3:20 in the afternoon, right? They were buy 10,000 contracts of SPY October weeklies of the 669 call, right? And then she did it once and did it again a second time twice. Okay. So just one, and then 4 minutes later, a second one. So 20,000 contracts. She got in at 218, scaled down to 212 on the second one. She sold all of them at 15:48 in the afternoon. So just 4 minutes after the second entry at $2.18. So the first one was a wash, right? So all the profit came in on the second one, which still gave her 10,000 contracts. She's up 60 grand P&L for the day. So guys, I mean, she's just killing it on this. Now, you don't have to do 10,000, 20,000 contracts. Could you do 1, 2? Yes. SPY is a phenomenal position to do this with. I've talked about this recently in one of the trainings I did, that everybody should have SPY QQQ on their list, right? Without a doubt. Trip said AMD's wheeling and dealing is making it too expensive for my scalps. Okay, there you go. Patty's congratulating everyone for that. So thank you. We appreciate that, Patty. Guys, I had none today only because of a doctor's appointment this morning. So there was no real time for me to jump in and trade. These are the pop trades from Fridays that we did on Thursday, I should say. So they were Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday trades. So we had five trades go off in there. The very first one was on APP. This has been a stellar trading vehicle for us on APP. We were up $6,630. The next APP, which was one day later, we were down 8,700. Now, when you look at it, APP is not a cheap stock. You can see the prices there. It's almost $700, right? So there was over 700 we got in. Not a cheap stock. The options are not cheap. You're going to get bigger moves. Fully expect that. Understand it. Have no problem with it whatsoever. Okay. And if you're going to trade stocks like this, you have to be prepared for that, which is why we talk about finding stocks that fit your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance, right? They have to fit you. Doesn't matter what I like or what the next person likes or what Trip likes or Jeff or Will or anybody. It doesn't matter. It matters what fits your risk profile, what works best for you. We did a Broadcom trade. We were down $156. Not a big deal. That's kind of a wash. SPY, we're up 1,326. And then Tesla, Tesla we've done well with lately. $5,460 on Tesla. So overall good. I'm just going to slide over here for a second, guys. I just realized that my volume is cranking on my other computer, and you're going to hear every Slack message that comes through in there. Overall, for the week, which was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're up $4,485. It was not a horrible week. It wasn't a stellar week, but it wasn't a horrible week at all. Right? If we go back and look, I have not done the final work on these trades. I haven't documented them on the charts. I've been very bad lately. These were the trades from 9/18 to 9/24, the week before that, 9/25, actually, we've got one in there. So, Coinbase, we crushed it on Coinbase, 14 grand, 4 grand. So what is this? 10 trades, 2 went against us, 80% win rate. And if we look at, oops. Let's see. Come on. If we look at what the P&L was on these, 44, almost $45,000 on top of the 5 grand, 4,000 and change that we just pulled in, right, from the other day. So this was the last week and a half or so. So overall, we've had good results. Good trades have gone through. And the really cool thing is you don't have to trade every day. You trade the days you want to trade. You trade the days that the setups come. You trade when your life and your system match up and you have the time and the right setup to go take. Other than that, you don't do it at all. You kind of stay far away from it and don't feel the pressure to have to trade. You should never feel pressed that you must trade today. That's a mistake. All right. So congrats everybody on your trades. That is fantastic. Good job on that. Let's go take a look at economic reports. Let's pull this up. Let's go over to Forex Factory. You're welcome to use any company that you want for pulling in your data. I did this in the update over the weekend for our newsletter, Traders Market Intelligence Report. And you'll see this yellow bar right here that says U.S. government data might be impacted by the shutdown. Tentative events are subject to delay, revisions, or cancellations. Okay. And ironically, everything is moving to the form of tentative, right? So now we got nothing today, nothing tomorrow, right? Wednesday, we've got FOMC minutes, meeting minutes. Thursday, the 9th, tentative on unemployment claims, tentative on unemployment claims. I don't know why we've got 2 of them there for unemployment. They're both the same, unless they're doing different time frames. One of them is a revision. And then we've got Powell speaking, and this is orange. Now, this is the first thing that jumps out at me is right now, I am not of the belief that anything Powell says could be orange. And I'm not saying it's going to impact the market or we're going to get a move. What I'm saying is I feel a lot more confident saying this is a high impact announcement regardless. I just want to know exactly what's coming out there. right? This is coming out. We don't. If it was a speech that he's reading off a paper, I would expect zero to really impact the market. He might drop hints, but he's not going to do anything to go crazy. Questions from the press, right, or from Congress. If it's that, then those questions could trigger a response, a slip of the tongue, a word that he might not have used elsewhere. It's the police officer being, questioned on the stand and they slip something and they say, oh, wait, so he really was a suspect at the time. You lied to us when you said he wasn't, right? It's that type of thing that could happen when Powell is speaking, when there are questions being asked. So he's a good speaker. He's a good speaker. You may or may not like him as a Fed, but he's a good speaker. So we have nothing, nothing, nothing right now that we can say, ooh, this is a one, this is a two, because everything is tentative, with the exception of Powell, right? Those are the only two things that are not tentative. The only two ones that are factual of we have definitive times on them. Let's go back and fix that at a white. Okay. Bueno. All right, let's go back in and look at. Why will it not open for me? Oh, I still have the pen open. That's why. Okay. So economic reports. Let's go look at the S&P 500, do a review of the market itself and see what the heck is going on. So overall on the S&P, life is good. Life is good. Everything's moving fine. We have no problems whatsoever. I see nothing that gives me any cause or reason to freak out. Um, Let me just see here. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, just had the wrong template up. All right, so if you look at this overall fib, life's been good. Very, 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 very good. We just recently, well, okay, we've just recently broke the negative 618, but we do not have a close above yet. Now, if we close right where we are now, then yes, that would be a close above the negative 618 and a trigger that says it's time to consider a place to redraw the fibs. Doesn't mean we need to redraw. We need to consider a place to redraw the fibs. Okay. So what are we looking at then? Let me grab a pen. Actually, let's get rid of the crosshair. Let's grab a pen. Great move here. A to B, down to C, right? So here's my A, here's my B. That's the start and the end of the fib. C is the lowest pullback that we had made on that initial pullback, or that deepest trough we made there. Wasn't bad. Ideally, I'd like it to be somewhere between the 50 and 618, but we got pretty far down there, so I'm okay with it. Much better than the last one that we had. And you're going to notice all these little horizontal blue lines. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, over and over again. Rob, you haven't drawn one in there yet. We don't have a new, we're not down to a higher low yet where we bounce. We had this higher low here, right? We're waiting for us to roll over. Once we get that rollover, we violate this previous higher high. Then at that point, we'll consider drawing new lines in there. But we don't need them yet. We're stair-stepping our way up on this, just tracking it along. None of this is definitive of you've got to draw everything immediately. But when we violate the negative 618, whoops, I thought I had the drawing tool there. When we violate the negative 618, it's time to consider redrawing the fibs. So what do we have up here right now? Well, as we came through, go back and grab that red. As we came through, first off, we're in a bullish bias. We're in a rank of 3 right now, kind of in the middle-ish, maybe 2, maybe 2. Well, actually, we are at 2. We're in drawing tool. We are at a 2, right? The moving average is all the way down here. We're sitting right near a fib line. That's good, right? So it's a strong, strong level. So we move up, we retest and bounce. If we can get that to happen right now off of when I say right now, today, tomorrow, whenever it is, off that 67.26, we've got right here a 67.65. That is what is called a super fib. I don't have it open right now, but if I grab a spreadsheet, you guys can screenshot this if you want. Um, 1, 2. These are Fibonacci numbers, right? This is a Fibonacci number series. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, and so on, right? Um, well, we're looking at 6765 right here. What is that? 6765 is a Fibonacci number in the Fibonacci number series. We've got a 4181 in there. That was the previous one down below that we had. And then we also had a 2584. Now this is on the S&P. You can do and should do the exact same thing on the NASDAQ, on the Dow. You can see there really is no end, infinitesimal of how far you can go. I mean, what are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 832,000. We don't have an index anywhere near that. But if you get one that's near that, we would just copy that field over and we'll add a few more down there. And now we're at, yeah, big. Right? I don't even know what that number would be. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 39 million. We get 39 million level. We're not anywhere near it. We never will be. At least not in my lifetime. I don't see it. Right? We may see Bitcoin get there, but with the way they're going. But we're not going to see that anytime soon. Right? We're on the S&P. We're at 67, 65. That is a key level. Let me see. We get it in there. All right. So you could see, let's do this. Let's take it down by 1. 2, yeah, I think I need to make the fields a bit smaller. Let's do the row height. Let's do 21. All right. So you can see a good portion of what we really need to be concerned with. You get up to that 75,000, you're fine. You got nothing to really worry about from there. And then we look at midpoints between here as well. But this right here, these numbers are levels that are on the markets. So the indexes, the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and so forth, the Russell. But they're also levels that you can put on your charts, meaning Apple, Google, Microsoft, and so forth. They are fib lines that can be snapped on there as well. I don't use them as often on those. I definitely use them on markets. And I'm not using the 1, 3. That's just where the series starts. This is the rabbit counting exercise you might have learned in grammar school, where 2 rabbits become 3, become 5, become 8, become 13, become 21, 34, 55, 89, 144. And then, oh my God, I've got an infestation, right, of rabbits. That's how fibs grow exponentially like that, all right? So that's where that 67, 65 level comes from. And it is a critically important level. Now, we're not at it right now. We're not up there. But if I scroll backwards and just look for dark black lines like this, see how thick this is compared to the other black lines? Let's just look for other dark black lines. All right, there's that same 67, 65 right there. We'll keep going. Oh, I see one down here. Right, that is, oh no, never mind. We're in the DMI. Sorry. Let's keep going. Keep going. I don't know why it's scrolling backwards, but it's not keeping in tune with the chart. All right. So here we go. Here's the 4181, right? So October of 2021, 4181 level right there. All right. Did that level have any importance? I don't know. Let's go back a little bit and let's see. So we had come up off of a nice, strong run. Strong run in there. All right. We moved up into that 4181 level, this black line here. We moved up to it, we failed. We came back up 1, 2, 3 days. We bounced around in the blue zone. Oh, we got a little pop up. We came back down. We broke it again. We came back down. That 4181 level gave us a great area of support and resistance. Resistance, of course, on the way up, but support, again and again, every day. I mean, we're back there on a regular basis, right? We break out, we come back, and then even as we start moving forward, we're 1, 2, 3 days, we come back one last day, get our catalyst and our bounce, and that was the strategic move to the upside off of that 4181 level towards that 67, 65. They proved to be the extremities that we look for in the market. Where is our high side of what we're looking for? Now, does that mean that we're going to hit that target? Well, first off, it doesn't mean we're going to hit it at all. It's a target. Doesn't mean we're going to hit it. We've got a goal of it. As far as I'm concerned, if we failed off of here and dropped 20%, I would say we hit that 67.65 right there on Friday's close. Come on, guys. How close do we have to be to say we hit it if in a $6,700 index? I mean, you're right there. You're right in the ballpark of it. We failed off of it. No resistance is exact. No support is exact. If you're looking for perfect, you are in the wrong game because market is never going to be perfect. Market will be the least perfect ever when it comes to making analysis and decisions of what you're looking at when you trade. Yeah, Brenda said 67, 50, 87 was Friday. Yeah, 67, 50, 87. So we'll call it 67.50 versus 67.65. So 15 points away. I mean, we're right there. Thanks for that, Brenda. I didn't remember the number, but thank you. So what are we doing right now, guys? We're in a position at that level. Excuse me. Let's talk about ceilings for a moment. If you have a standard fib line, right? Stock had moved down, let's say, off of this, and it starts moving up. This is a singular fib line. That is the equivalent of one piece of sheetrock on the ceiling. If you ran up and hit it with your head, could you break it? Yeah, you might crack through it. You might hurt yourself a little. But if you did it 2 or 3 times, you're going to break through fairly easily. Okay? We move up, we move up, we move up, and then we have this fib line, and we've got this green line, which is another fib tool that we've got drawn there for our ABC pattern. So that basically gives you 2 pieces of sheetrock, much more difficult to break through, certainly with your head. Right? I'm not saying you can't get through it. I'm not saying you won't get through it. So some more work to get through those levels. Okay. We moved up, we played around for a couple of days, and we came back and retested off it, which was wonderful. All right. And then if you have areas that have 3 levels in there, it's just that much harder. This black line is almost like an automatic 3-level or 3 pieces of sheetrock up there. It is a stronger level. Here's the thing. You want to know what percentage of traders actually know that 67.65 is there, right? It's going to be less than 1%. Less than 1% of traders know it's there, but every trader is affected by it for multiple reasons. You may not know a resistance level exists. It doesn't mean something is not telling you this is a place that you're going to see some contraction or some pullback happening, right? It happens all the time. If you go back and analyze charts, take all of your fibs off of your charts and go back and look at the chart and go, I'm not seeing a horizontal resistance or support in that area. So what the heck caused that stock to do what it did at that point? And then you put these lines back on and go, oh, okay, right there. You know, the thought process of if you throw enough lines on the screen, sooner or later you're going to hit one. You're right. You will. And if you're not doing it methodically, then it's just lines on a screen. So as much as I love the swing highs and swing lows, this swing high right here had a lot of value to me because of that 66.11 level right there. This one right here, not as much. Not as much. I didn't come into a key level. Kind of in the middle-ish almost, right? This one right here of that low, yeah, it worked, no question. But I like this one a lot better. It's much closer to a line, actually 2 lines, right? So finding the right levels and the right lines to work with is important. I'll draw an ABC on a chart and delete part of the lines because I don't like where they overlay. I don't like how they intersect, right? That 618 line is critical, right? This one right here, I'm not that excited about this line. I'm just not. Did we hesitate there? Yes. One time we broke through, fell back, and took off. Not even a bounce. We just broke out and we're gone, right? We closed right near it. We gapped up, pulled back a little bit intraday, and took off. So the strength of that purple line there, not so much. The strength of that one is critical, even though it's in the middle of nowhere. It's a matter of understanding the value or the importance behind those levels. If we look, let's not do it on the S&P only because it's too old of a chart. Yeah, okay, let's do it here. Let's go. Right, I actually just did an explainer video on this that'll be coming out within the next couple of weeks. So if we look down here at the fibs, this 618, that line is I'm giving it number 1. That is the most important line on the entire chart. The 50 is the second most important line. Okay. The third most important lines are going to be the 236. I'm going to give this a 3A. And the 764, I'm going to give it a 3B. Now, keep in mind, 764 is my number. I use that. Most traders do not. Most will use a 0.786. That's a standard. That number has been changed for confluence because of the way that I trade and the way that I look for that cohesion between the movements. It gives me an equal distant line in the center here when I snap, or what the distance here is to here is are equal distant. Okay, so um, so 786 is my number. It is, I mean, 764 is my number. It's not a standard. All right. Number 4 is 382. So 382 is almost a level that I would say I disregard it no matter what. I could care less. If you pull back to the 382 and bounce, you didn't pull back far enough. I don't care. Right? 618 is the most important number in the entire universe. And if you don't believe me, go and look up the dimensions of your DNA. You've got a major and a minor DNA. And I don't have all the decimal places. I'll never remember that. But it's a 0.618 to a 1.618 relationship. Why is that important? Because those are two fib numbers. 0.618 is the most important number in the universe. There is not a more important number than it out there. No, it is not the balance of your bank book, right? That's more important, period, right? That 618 is critical. 50% is a phenomenal number, right? As far as pullbacks go to. The 3A and 3B, they are hesitation points, right? They're hesitation points, both of them, A and B. It's where stocks tend to move to and back up. But Rob, look, that didn't happen here. It can't happen there. We didn't have this fib drawn yet. We needed to swing low, to swing high, and then every line becomes a support and resistance level. And if you look, we gapped. We closed here, right? Because our fib was drawn off of that top. We pulled back, and we closed right at the top of the fib line, right at the 0. We opened up right at the negative 136. Okay? We ran into the negative 272. We pulled back. I'm sorry, we didn't open. We closed there. We'd opened down here. We closed at this number, right? We played around right at that level. Again, we opened there and failed right back to the next fib line, right to the next fib line. We broke through a little bit, okay? These levels are important, but the 236s, the 764, and then the negative 272. Negative 272 is also a hesitation point. See, we hesitated. Didn't mean we were going up, didn't mean we were going down. It just meant we were going to slow down at that point and decide, right? And having a good understanding of what you're looking at on a chart is critical, right? Why do we slow down where we do, right? 2 letters. They're the exact same letter and have the most importance to them of everything you do when it comes to technical analysis. Can anybody tell me what those 2? It's the same letter. It's a double letter. What is it? What are they? What is it you need to do over and over? Yep, there you go. Roman, you got it. And so many others, right? Kevin and Brenda. Yep. They are the letters L, L. Look left. This way. You have to look back at what's happened back there. You need history to help you predict the future. Fibonacci's is all about, we'll say, predicting the future, to really emphasize the word. Nothing predicts future, right? It's predicting what's happening or what may happen based on what's happened before. Now, there's always one nasty word in there that can mess all of it up, and that's news. Right? AMD to buy this company out, everybody loves it. AMD's shareholders love it. The company they're going to buy out loves it. The Wall Street loves it, and then the Fed steps in and goes, nope, we're not allowing it to happen, right? That's news. Doesn't matter that everybody liked it. That overriding news said, no, war breaking out. The hostage is going to be released from Hamas, and it doesn't happen, right? There's news that could overall affect the market, because if it doesn't happen, well, so what? Well, so could the U.S. and other countries wind up in a war. Do we really want to have to go through that? The expense and everything else, right? Definitely a problem. Okay, so look left, something that you've got to get really good at, because here's what most traders will do. Most traders get tunnel vision, and they're focused in one and only one area today. What did the candle do today? Based on the lines that I've drawn, which you may not have updated, reviewed, looked at in days, weeks, months. This may be the first time you're looking at XYZ stock in the last 2 months, and you don't know if these are good fibs or not. But if you look left and you go, oh my God, what are Rob's rules as far as drawing new fibs? Well, one of them says if the fib is very old, more than 8 to 10 months, we probably want to consider a place to redraw. Another one says, here's my fib from my low to my high, and if I have any move in there that, let's say it's not 8 or 10 months, this is only, let's say from where this started, this is only 3 months, right? But this move from here to here is bigger, then we want to redraw the fibs. Now, you can't do that without looking left. You've got to get really good at analyzing those charts. Do not ever draw a fib or a support and resistance or anything else that you're drawing, a zone that Brandon teaches. Don't ever do that and then be afraid to change it because you were wrong now. Oh, but if I put a new fib, that I have to admit that I was wrong on that one. So what? Are you saying you don't plan on being wrong in the market? I'm going to tell you right now, the results we have in power option plays at 80+%, 75%, 73% win rates are better than most. But we're wrong 23% of the time. Right? 25% of the time, 20% of the time, whatever the numbers are. Right? You are going to have things go against you. You are going to make mistakes in the market. Here's the critical thing. We said the other day, this came up in Trader Super Summit is where it was birthed. That's why I released it in there. Okay. We have winning trades and losing trades. All right. We have winning trades and losing trades. I renamed this inside of our Trader Super Summit is where I released it. Does anybody remember what we called it? We no longer want to use the word losing trades. Yes, the trade went against you, but it's not a losing trade. Does anybody remember what it was called? Yep. Kevin, we could look at it as a cost. Absolutely. And I'm not trying to take that away. 1,000,000%. Right? But instead of the word losing, even instead of using cost, let's use it as a learning trade. Every time the market goes against you, every time the trade doesn't do what you wanted it to do, it's an opportunity for you to learn. Well, Rob, I did everything perfectly. Then, okay, what did you learn? Your system is right, but you have trades that go against you. The question is, if you develop your system and you have a 60% win rate and a 40% lesson, right, or learning rate, okay, did you make money? Well, if you had a 1-to-1 ratio, you made $1 of profit for every $1 you're willing to risk. You made $6 and you gave back 4. You had a cost of 4. So yeah, you made money, right? For me, it's always about a 2-to-1, right? 2-to-1 reward risk ratio. Always, always, always 2-to-1 is my minimum that I look for. Well, now that would mean you'd make $12, you would lose 4. So overall, you'd profit $8 on this, right? Did you have a good win-loss ratio? Yeah, that was awesome. But now you get into a trade and you get into doing this and you realize it's not 60-40, it's 40-60 or 50-50 even, Now we're getting to the point of, is it really worth doing this? I'm making a little bit of money at 50-50, but 1 or 2 more trades against me and I could be on the opposite side of that doghouse. So it may not be the best for me, okay? Turn your trades that go against you, not losing trades, into lessons. What can you learn from it? Right? Here, I'll give you an example outside of the market. Well, I guess in the market too, it was. But when I was teaching live events on location, I would do 3 times a month. There would be 2-day events. Many of you have been at those events. I taught the exact same presentation. There was very little difference. My timing to when my breaks were taken, to what page I was on, I was pretty damn good at it. And I was probably the coach that took more questions than any other coach. There was one coach that was like, don't ask any questions on day 1. Just listen to what I have to say, because he wanted it to be perfect of how he got through and a question would throw him off. I don't roll that way. I don't think you can learn properly that way. At least that's my opinion of it. Okay. So I had good trainings. I got phenomenal reviews back every single time. All the time we got good reviews back. People would write, back about the class. Well, I would go home and I would videotape the events. And I'd go home and I'd watch the videotapes. And I would be so damn critical of myself. One of our techs, his name was Michael. I had said to him one day, we had a good event. I said, all right, what can I do differently? He goes, oh, don't do anything different. He goes, it was great. Nothing to change. I said, come on, Mike, I love the praise. Thank you. What can I do differently? He said, you use the word it. The next time, use the word at. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And he gives me a sentence. He said, change the word it to at. I'm like, are you just being a wise ass? He goes, yeah, there's nothing to change. It's doing what it's supposed to do. The trade went against you. It's going to happen. Did you follow the system? Did it do what it's supposed to do? Yes. You followed your system. You got taken out with your stop. The stop was set where it was supposed to be. The trade worked. You cannot look at a trade that goes against you as yes, it's a learning experience, but you can't look at it as I lost. And if you walk around saying that I lost or I am a loser, right? If you use words like that, you are setting yourself up for absolute failure. If you've done any mindset work at all, you're setting yourself up for absolute failure, right? So these lessons, these are learning opportunities, right? So when you look at your fibs and you look at how things are set up and structured, not every line is going to be hit 100% spot on. Not every line is going to have any hit at all. We may blow right through or gap right through something. We may never pull back and leave what the Japanese call an open window in candlestick charting, right? Where we gap up and we never close that window, right? Sometimes it can take years, if ever, to close it. We gapped up when the stock was 20. It's now 400. We're not closing the window anytime soon, right? So use it as learning opportunities that when you look at your trades, you're analyzing them. Because I'll tell you right now, the biggest problem I see with traders is they go ahead and they look at, again, today. We were really zoomed in there on that last candle. They're focused on today's candle only, stuck on that candle and what it's doing in there and freaking out. My favorite commercial, I wish I remembered what it was for. It was a stock market commercial for a brokerage firm or something. But there's a guy sitting in his apartment and a postal worker is outside. No, hold on. There's a guy sitting in his apartment in a window. You're looking from the outside of the window in. You see him. And you're watching his screen. And every time the bar on the screen moved, he was like, and he jumps out the first floor window. And that's where the postal worker was standing there with the cart like, what the hell are you doing? Right? And when you look at his chart, it's moving like 4 cents. There's nothing happening. But he's freaking out over it because he's got this big candle, really short term, and it's pennies. Right? They were talking, there was something to do with day trading or something like that. But point being is the reaction was not what he needed in that trade. Right? When you are just focused on that one candle, it's no good. Look left, folks. I mean, I hope I drove it home today. Right? That's a key message of, are my fibs right? We just redrew something in pop, and I said, guys, I missed it. I was so focused on what's happening on the right side, I didn't even look at the left and say, all right, we need to redraw fibs. Never did it. All right? So it is critical that you get really good at recognizing what's going on your charts, which is why we talk about, Ryan calls it building a dossier. I talk about learning the heartbeat of a stock. Whatever words float your boat, right? Whatever it takes for you to recognize, understand, to zone in, key in on what is best for you. What is it that works for you? What system, setup, rules, stock prices, amount you put into a trade, none of them have anything to do with your account size. Yes, you may have a smaller account and you can't trade the Netflixes of the world. So what? So what? That FOMO crap, forget about that stuff. If you're going to focus on that, you are going to get your head handed to you. Forget that stuff. Get in and focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. Start looking. If you're in TradingView and you've not gone through the mindset stuff in there, just this week, go through it all. There's 2 or 3 trainings. I think there's 3 trainings in there in TradingView. One of them it's the first one listed in there, I think. It is probably the best training I've ever done in my life on anything. Any technical training, it's probably the best thing I've ever done ever as far as training goes. All right. So I like where we're at right now. 67.65, pull back to the 67.26. Those are the levels. Those are the levels. And then if it breaks those levels, Rob, what do I do next? What if it breaks one of those? Look at the next line. Oh, so we got 68.18. That's the next level it goes to. What if it breaks through there? Okay, I don't know. I can't see the number. 6 to 9, 10, 11, whatever it is. The numbers are there. I don't need to have them all in my head. They're right there, right? Analyze your charts, look left, take note of what's going on. Yes, what happens moving forward is important, but what happened in the past is going to help us understand what happens in the future. And get rid of the word losing trade and turn it into a lesson or a learning trade. Okay, let's go back here. So we got Inner Circle tonight. That is on the 6th at 7 p.m. That's our check-in. Tomorrow night is on the 7th. Trip, I'm going to just teach that one. I know I didn't get back to you yet. I apologize for that. That is on the 7th, tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Trading You is tonight, the 6th. I'll be teaching that as well. The 8th is Covered Call Explorer Q&A. So if you're in Covered Call Explorer, you want to make sure you're there. You are automatically registered, folks. If you're in Covered Call Explorer, you're registered for that already. And then Mastering the Trade is for those that are in POP and Power Option Plays. Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook are all on regular schedule, as well as POP, Covered Call, and E-mini. Once again, all on regular schedule. All right. And if you haven't already seen this, we've got an offer going right now on Covered Call Explorer, folks. I want you to get into Covered Call Explorer because what Trip is doing in there is killing it, right? In a tough market for finding good selling positions, Trip's coming up with them week after week, all right? You're going to learn how to generate cash flow with covered calls, naked puts, diagonals, both bullish and bearish, iron condors. And normally with a quarterly subscription, you get a 2-week trial. Right now, with your quarterly subscription is a 3-week trial for a new subscription. So if you don't have Covered Call Explorer now, you'll get 3 weeks of trial. It's only with quarterly. It's not with the monthly subscription. So here's what I would suggest. Go ahead and take advantage of the 3 weeks. Jump into the Q&A, which is coming up on the 8th, which is this week, right? What is that? Tuesday? Wednesday. Right? This is on Wednesday. Take advantage of it. If you decide it's not for you, send us an email that you want to cancel. No harm, no foul. We'll still be friends. Right? But you're going to learn so much in the next 3 weeks just with the next 3 action plans that Trip puts out. Take advantage of it. Your credit card is not charged. You got a 3-week trial, folks. There's nothing you got to worry about getting money back from us. We don't play those types of games at all, ever. All right? All right, weekly training topic. The best method for trading AI today, right? There is so much that's happening so fast. I'm not going to divulge all the things we're working on right now, but those of you that like and are in POP, and you're like, all right, Rob, I love POP, but man, I wish I had someone that would, I wish I could just call you up and say, Rob, give me an analysis on Microsoft, on another stock that's not in power option plays, because Microsoft is not one of them. Okay. We're going to have a tool to do all of that, right? That's how fast AI is moving, right? When it comes to Fib, we're training an agent up right now on all of my Fibonacci's. There are Fibonacci trainings that I have never released. We're going to train it up on some of that as well. So there'll be some advanced techniques inside of there, advanced rules that it can answer questions based off of. I'm really excited about it. But when you look at what's going on right now, I want to just give you one simple thing you could do today. Just one. All right. So if we go over to Trading Like a Boss, and this is not the thing, but if you go to Trading Like a Boss, you'll see something that says free AI trading prompts. You can download, it's a PDF. It's free. It's got 15, I think 10 or 15, I don't remember now. It's been a while that they've done it. Prompts that you can download, that you can copy and paste along with what you have to put in. We explain the how and the why in case you don't understand prompts. We explain what you need to do. So you can't just copy this and say, put it in there, because it's going to say date and you're going to have to fill in the date, right? Do this for the 21st, do this for the 8th, whatever. You got to fill that in, right? But this is a way to get you started, right? There are multiple AI platforms that you can use. I don't care what you use. I do believe for right now, when it comes to the market, Perplexity is the best prompt, the best agent to use right now, because they are more current with what they're able to find and pull. If you like a different one, you're welcome to use it, right? So this is a prompt. I'm going to copy this, and I am going to drop this in the chat right now that you guys can copy it, or hopefully you can copy it. You should be able to copy from this. Yep. Norman said Perplexity Pro is free for 1 year if you go to Venmo or PayPal. Yes. So if you will go to, I just saw it with Venmo. I just saw it pop up on TikTok. I knew for PayPal, but if you do it through PayPal or Venmo, they'll give you your first year of paid premium service for free. I'm already paying for it. I lost out on it. They didn't have it when I took the deal for a year, right? So I paid for my full year, which is 21 bucks and change a month, right? You can cancel it after that, whatever you want to do. And of course, this is their way of saying we're going to auto bill you after for your next year. And that's fine. I want them to auto bill because I do not want to lose. This is my personal perplexity. It's not the one we use for the company. We have one for the company. We've got two GPTs. We've got an Anthropic, which is Claude, and seven or eight, nine other AI tools that we use. All right. To the point that one person that works for us, her only job is AI, all day long. Her full day of work is AI. It's all she does for us is AI. So list out the top 10 moving stocks based on news on the market. They must meet the following criteria: be optionable, in parentheses, preferably weeklies. Have 1 million shares traded on the average per day for the last 21 days. Be priced $50 or higher. Put it in a table format. So I said, this is the data I want, and this is how I want you to present it to me. That's important. You could ask for bullet points, whatever it is. Put it in a table format with all of the above info and the news for today and the liquidity of the options and the previous closing price. Previous closing price it messed up on. I did not get a chance to go back in and fix it. This was one that I just put together right now. I just threw this together in seconds, right? Right before we got started here. Instead of building it with you, I built it for you. So AMD, company is Advanced Micro Devices. Price is greater than $50, yes. Weeklies, yes, according to the CBOE Weeklies program. 21-day moving average, typically 50 million a day. It meets the 1 million screen broadly. Yep, sure the heck does. Right? Today's news, semi-momentum and derivatives linked flows, tough on this high of a column, but around chip names highlighted by leveraged AMD products on movers page today. Okay. Whew. And they show you the source. The resource it came from was Benzinga, which you can click and go there to see it. Right? Options liquidity amongst the most active single name options daily, appears on most active options lists routinely. All right. And then NVIDIA and Intel, Micron, AMDL, Apple, Mr. Softy, Amazon, Meta, and Google. And then they give you some details down at the bottom. Notes and methodology. Screening aimed for optional weeklies greater than or equal to $50 price and greater than or equal to 1 million 21-day moving average volume. Then prioritize names of activities represented in today's movers context and options most active lists where the exact 21-day averages and prior closes weren't enumerated. So I don't care that it's not giving me 1,642,000 shares traded. I don't care about that. Is it approximately a million or higher? Yes, I could do the fine tuning after. All right, let's go through this and I'll show you how I want you to use it. Okay. Benzinga's movers page today prominently showed leveraged AMD products and broader momentum in the semis. This supports inclusion of AMD's and peer chip names on the moving news flows cohort today. Right? Options liquidity confirmation and weeklies available are supported by CBOE most active and options activity pages as well as Yahoo's most active options list. These sources establish that these tickers trade heavy options flow intraday with weeklies listed. Beautiful. Caveats. The specific previous closing price and exact 21-day average volume per name were not directly itemized on the page fetched that they looked at. Traders typically confirm these in a terminal or broker platform tape before execution. If narrower, strictly news headline-driven set is required versus flow momentum movers, cross-check earnings or breaking news screeners alongside with options most active and price mover lists for the 10 names during the same session window noted on Benzinga's list. All right. And then really cool, they give you other questions you might want to ask. Right. Provide today's news headline for each shortened ticker and so forth. Okay. So one of the biggest things you can do with this prompt, and that's what it's called, a prompt, right? Because you're telling AI what to do, is somewhere about 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? You're going to put this in there. List out the top 10 moving stocks based, okay, 10 moving stocks pre-market. Pre-market. You now have a list of stocks that you can go look at. And if you find 10 stocks, if that's what we're asking for, 10, and you get 10 stocks on your list, you know how many I'm hoping work out? One, maybe two. That's it. I am not trying to get 10 stocks to trade today. When I go through power option plays and I have 20 stocks on my list, if I can find three or four, I am excited for three to four candidates. I'm not looking for 20. I'm looking for three or four. I'm not looking for 10 here. I'm looking for one or two. That's it. I just want another candidate that I was not aware of. And if you look at the work that AI did to find this down here with their thesis of how, right? Their methodology of what they did, right? This work would take you potentially hours to do all of this by hand, right? The best traders in the world are going to kill it because of AI. And if you are a great trader now and cannot figure out how to leverage AI in your trading, I think you'll lose a step by not being able to use AI. I think there will be AI traders that will be eating some others' lunch. Right? We're going to do some trainings in the future on AI. As I said, we've got some AI tools that we're working with now. We've got AI generators right now for trading plans and so forth, and we've got so many more that we're building. We just can't keep up. I've got a person full time that, again, all she does is that. Not to mention, Sean does a tremendous amount of work on AI for us. Tremendous. Yeah, and our programmer, we're programming AI stuff right now too. So we're on it. We are in the thick of it, folks, because businesses that don't keep up with it are going to fall off. So, all right. So take advantage of the free prompts that are up on tradinglikeaboss.com. Oh, we have it open already. There we go. Right. Free AI trading prompts, download now. I use Perplexity. Will you get the exact answer if you're using ChatGPT? You might have to make slight modifications to it, but you got 10 of them inside of your list, plus what I just gave you here in the chat, right? The ones that are in there, which is the prompt that's right here, right? It's the top right here, right? And one of the things I will tell you is I prefer when I make this, once I've got it and it's done, I will give it a title, very short title that is very easily recognizable. I do this after. I don't, it's just, you can do it before if you want. I just don't think of titles before I think of the body. I think body first, I name it after, right? So I like to go in and put the title in there. So this could be top 10 movers, right? And then I hold down the shift key, critical. I hold down the shift key and hit enter. And it jumps to the next line. That's going to take a minute or two for this to recognize after I save it this way. But now when you go look at your history, you're not reading list out the top 10 moving stocks. You're going to see, I made a mistake. I put 210. It should have said top, right? So you're going to see that in your header, and it's going to help you remember what it was. All right. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left. What stocks do you want to take a look at? I'm going to go ahead and shift this over to all stocks, all symbols. AVGO. Roman's got in there. Broadcom. All right, we just got to, oh, we're already updated on this one. That's good. All right, so Roman, moving average kind of in the middle, right? So get above that 341 level, retest and bounce, and we're golden. Right now, let it play out. I'd like to see it close. It's gone above the 341 again Friday, again today. We just don't seem to be holding it. I'd like to see it close up there first. Right, hope that helps. Norman's asking for AAOI. Who is that? Applied something electronics. Okay. So let's see. I've got a fib drawn on there. It is not a great fib. It's okay. It ain't great. Where are we at? Right now, we're at a bullish bias rank of 3. We are true bullish at this point, Norman. Get above the 29 retest and bounce. 31.58 is our resistance. right? Other than that, I don't have much on it. Sorry. Um, Lower price stock though, so we don't have a lot of room to go. That's what I meant by we don't have much. There's just not a lot of room for it. Brenda's asking for BTC. Okay. It looked like we froze. Ah, it didn't like BTC, Brenda. We tried closing some stuff. Nope. It froze. It wasn't BTC that did it. It's just I've got too much running. It's funny. I don't know why, but there's two Zoom meetings running on my computer. I don't even know how that's possible. Let's try this. I don't know how quickly we can do that. Um, where's Camtasia? I'm going to shut Camtasia down, which is my drawing tool. So I'm going to shut that down completely. And let's go ahead and try to. I'm going to stop the share for a minute, guys. Let me get this started back up again, and we'll go back and pick those up. You know what? I'm going to shut camera off also. May help a little bit with speed. All right, you should be seeing my screen again. BTC. Okay. I was starting to think there was something wrong with BTC. All right. So, Brenda, good move. We got above the recent high. Look left, right? We can go back and look further. We don't have further. So, there's nothing else back there at this point. Pull back to the 53 and bounce. 55.81 is the next resistance. I would prefer at this point vacillate here a couple of days. Let the never mind. It wasn't let's get rid of that. All right. It had not settled yet. So we got above the 55.10, right? So if we scrunch down just a little bit, I'd like it to hang here for a couple of days so the moving averages can catch up. But I mean, it's had a phenomenal move. It's gone two lines already in the last 4 days. So it's a great power move for it. But if it doesn't move up, retest bounce, 56.88 is the next resistance. Yeah, it's hesitating to negative 272. We'll see if that's hesitate or not, but because it blew right through it. We'll see where it closes today, but very possibly could be, Brenda. Gold. Yep. Guys, just price of gold right now is off the charts, right? We closed last week on Friday at 357.59 and we're at 363. So 357, 363. You got $5.50 or so of $6 in here of move from Friday alone. So you just got to watch. You know, as fast as it's going up is as fast as it's going down. We've got some gold that we want to sell, jewelry, some old jewelry that we have that we want to sell, and we're waiting purposely for the market to top out, which is going to mean to me that the Fed, opens the Fed back up again, and we open the government back up again. That's where I think we'll see that pullback, and you're going to have the drop. You're going to get a $7, $8, $10 drop overnight from that, right? So if you had 1 ounce of gold, what is it worth? I don't know what the coins are going for any longer right now, Brenda. I haven't bought them in a while because they've gotten too expensive. You could ask AI; they'll tell you. Someone tell me what an ounce of gold is going for right now. So that was GOD and then Micron. I think is our last one. Dennis, you asked for Intel. We'll get that as well. So Micron, rock and roll, baby. Absolute rock and roll. Look at it. We're at 194. We need a new place to draw from. We might be able to draw here from the 105 to the 169. That might be a good place to draw because we've completely violated. We're nowhere near our fib lines at this point, our moving average at this point. Way too big of a move, right? So we probably want to redraw on Micron. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that now. Okay. We're already getting pretty close to violating this one. 35 to 42. So we've got about $4 in there. 36, 42, $6 in there. So not bad. Not bad. Decent move. Pull back to the 382, which is the 192 and bounce. 205. Oh, we've got to have a 200 in here also. Yep. And look what we hit today. See the look left? Why did it stop there today? Why the high? I don't understand. Why did it get to 200-ish and oh, because it's 200, right? Having the right lines in the right places. It was a dog for so long and I stopped watching. Now it's on a roll. Yeah, very much so. Uh INTC. It's hard not to make money in the market today. That's the thing. Scary and exciting at the same time. So Intel has recently blown through its top of its fib pattern. I don't really have a place to redraw yet at this point. So we've got to wait for that. I got nothing. On it, Norman. Was it Norman who put that in? Dennis, sorry. I got nothing on it, Dennis. I'm not excited about the pattern right now. So I would be a little cautious on it. Sorry about that. Perfect. All right, a couple minutes over, folks. I'm going to leave the room open for a few minutes. You can grab the links that Andrew dropped in there. With that, have a great rest of your day, and I will see all of you at our next update. Take care, everyone. I will see you soon.